Delighted to be joined by the new head coach of Pacific FC, James Merriman, an Island boy, a guy who loves the club and has been involved with it for many years, since the inception, the true Mr. Pacific, I suppose. How does that feel, man, to take charge of it?
Yeah, thank you, KJ. Glad to join you on here. Yeah, really looking forward to it. Like you said, I've been here since day one of the project and the vision. It's something that I'm grateful for the opportunity and ready to get started.
Ready to get started, indeed. Talk me through this off-season a little bit. Those that know you have told me a long time ago that guy will be coaching in this league very soon anyway. But I suppose when you lifted the trophy, that you probably didn't expect it would come around as quickly, but that sometimes can be coaching, know at all facets, to be ready when asked.
Yeah, exactly. I think, that is football. It was a great moment to finish the season that way. And we celebrated with the team, and everybody kind of got to the airport and went their separate ways and took a much deserved break. Right. And then things started to move quite quickly. As you said, you've got to be ready if the opportunity comes, and it's something that I absolutely want and couldn't let pass. So very much looking forward to it. Yeah, that's how things work sometimes in football, right?
It certainly is. We're going to get into your journey, your beliefs, your coaching philosophies in a second, but Pa does the part, obviously having a huge impact on the club and as well on you. What have you learned over the last couple of seasons under this guidance? And now, what will he be? What will you learn from him to take forward in this job?
Yeah, I think, me and Pa had a great relationship previous to him joining the club. And we worked very well together, and we each have our own strengths and balanced each other quite well. So I did, obviously learn from working with him and pushing each other, challenging each other each day. But as I said, and as you said, I was here since day one of the project. So I feel very much a part of the just carrying the club forward from where we are. Where we are is where we want it to be. And last year is a season that we can build off. So looking to take the success of last year and build the club and continue in the direction that we all want to go, right?
For those of us in the league that know your journey, for those that don't, James, maybe you could just talk us through your love for football, when it started, where it took you as a player, and then obviously why you turned to coaching as early as you've done.
Yeah, I grew up here. I grew up on the island in a small little community, Cedar. Loved football. My dad played in local amateur and was a good player in the men's league on the island. So naturally fell into it. And both my younger brothers as well. And then was lucky to have a good group of players. Josh Simpson was from Victoria and others from the island that were currently in the youth national team programs. At that time, the National Training Center, the provincial program. There was no Vancouver Whitecaps Academy at that time. It was a little bit different landscape in terms of football development. And that was where my passion came, and that was where my love came when I started to get more exposure to players over in Vancouver and across the country. Wanted to pursue professionally. I spent a little bit of time in grade 11 and 12 going to Scotland, coming back. I was with Aberdeen, came back with Coventry, came back. And obviously it's not that easy to get a license and a green card and at those ages. So I ended up going to university, NCAA Division I down University of Denver. And again, wanting to play after, was struggling with injuries. There was no CPL. MLS was much more difficult at that time. The Whitecaps weren't even in the MLS yet. So, a coaching opportunity came up and with my dad at Vancouver Island University, and I took it at that time. And that kind of started the transition for me from playing to being a coach. And then, being here is why I want to be a part of the Canadian Premier League, is to provide an opportunity for players that are going through that, right? And create, there was a gap at that time. And I think that's what the Canadian Premier League is for. And that's why I'm excited to be a part of it since the beginning.
Yeah, it's a fantastic journey that you've had. How much do you love coaching young players? Because obviously it's a league full of young players that continue to mold and you want to take them forward. Pacific FC are that kind of team. They're that kind of team already that have obviously had players graduate and go to another levels already. How much do you enjoy getting on the grass? Because I know that's been a big part of your last couple of years as well at Pacific under par.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's my motivation. That's my passion is helping players towards their full potential. And that was part of this project, is wanting to bring in young Canadians, give them an opportunity, give them a platform to develop, help them move on, help them, want to try to get to the next level, whatever that might be, whether it's an MLS opportunity or to travel, overseas. But that is who we want to be as Pacific. That's what motivates me. That's what gets me excited. And obviously we've had you've seen some really good progression with our young players come through us already in just a short amount of time. So.
And how much is connecting to the island so important to you? You mentioned you're an island boy, grew up there. You mentioned Josh Simpson's connection. Whenever we speak to Josh, he just booms out there with enthusiasm for the club. And that's the same with you as well. That local connection is something that you're always connected with that club. That must make you really proud that you become, your first coaching gig in what hopefully is a long coaching career, is the main gig is with your local team.
Yeah, it's very important for the island. I mean, and like I said in the past, and the '86 World Cup, there was players in that group from the island. And at the time, Josh came through, and I came through in our youth. There was a lot of good players that represented the national team at the youth levels, and Josh went on to have a great career with the senior team. But that was why we wanted to create this club, this team, this vision, and we want to inspire the next generation. And so to get to become the head coach and lead it is something I'm very thankful for.
You mentioned how close you are to par. Is there any different philosophies? Because the Pacific fans expect to see much different. Like, who are your big inspirations when it comes to coaching? What are you a big fan of, and certain things, and how you continue to learn and evolve over your own football philosophies?
Yeah, I think there was similarities. Me and Pa align very well in terms of how we want to play. There will be small changes. I want to be on the ball. I want to have control of the ball. We want to be on the ball. We want to defend with that intensity that I think you saw this year, high up the pitch, and win the ball back as quickly as we can. So there'll be little differences, and I'm looking forward to that part and working with the players and trying to get my message across and understand the pieces that we have coming in. So. But there will be small changes, but I think you see the brand that's become Pacific Football Club, and we want to continue to build on that.
A couple more for you before I let you go, James. How excited are you to take your team into the continental region? The fact that you win the league last year, you get to play in CONCACAF, and we've seen with Forge, and hopefully you'll be the next, Frontier, and many other CPL teams get to take advantage of that, how that can improve collectively domestically. That must be such an excitement for your team going into 2022.
It is, absolutely. And I said, we want to get maximum experience from every competition that we're in. So we have league play, we have CONCACAF play, and we have the Canadian Championship. So CONCACAF is great for our organization, great for the club, but most importantly for the players to get that experience, and for the players to develop and challenge themselves and perform in CONCACAF games, right? As a Canadian club that, is going to build off of what we've done last year and where we're going.
And I spoke to Pa about this too, and he assured all Pacific fans that you're going to be absolutely fine under James, and also with the players coming in. But I know Pacific fans, how they are right now, it's only January. They see Pa leave. They see a couple of players go to Forge. They've seen, obviously, Ollie Bassett and others leave. But I know, you're not going to announce anything right now, but I'm sure you can assure the Pacific fans there's a lot more to come, and there's an exciting off-season to come before you guys kick a ball.
Absolutely. We're going to make sure that we add the right pieces to build off of what we've just done. And I think we can't also forget, Matthew Baldissimo, the minutes. He didn't get to play as many matches as he would have liked. He was injured for the majority of the season. Thomas, who played a big role towards the end in the semifinal and the final of the Canadian Championship, and also Marco Bustos. So to me, you got to consider the amount of games that those three players missed, and those players coming back, and obviously others that we will add to the puzzle and complete very soon, and the fans will be hopefully excited about what we're putting together and what we're going to do in the new year.
And no doubt you'll enjoy, won't you, being the hunted a little bit, the champs. Everyone's after the champs now. You guys are going to enjoy that experience for the year.
Yeah, that comes with the territory, right? So we'll be prepared. The players will be prepared, and they know that, but they're hungry, and they're very much looking forward to building. So we'll expect that, and we'll make sure we're prepared.
James, this is a league that gives young Canadian players an enormous opportunity, but it also gives young Canadian coaches a great opportunity. And I can't say how thrilled I am enough here to say welcome you to this fraternity. It's been something you've been waiting for a while, my man. So congrats again on the move. Best wishes for 2022, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you, KJ. I appreciate it.